move on. So you coming back in this town, by the way. So are you going to be back into rap? Are you getting into this?
Into this rippity rhymes and these
rippity rap?
Yeah, man. One thing I did while I was out of town in my city is I traveled the world, through Europe, through America, and I always, for music, even though I wasn't doing music at that time, I was always writing rhymes. I was always, anytime I heard a beat, I was still going to it. But it's always therapeutic at the same time. So whatever shit is thrown at you, you can always go back to something you always loved.
Right.
And at the same time, to be honest, I was chasing this thought of, especially, having a daughter, wanting this family, wanting this, and not really doing what I loved anymore, and using that effort that I did for music to somebody who, in my opinion, who didn't give a shit as much as I did. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you.
And so, one thing I always reflected was like, I'm always writing, I'm always doing music, and I look at the people I did music with back in Europe, like my homie Smooth. He started from nothing, and now he's one of the biggest music producers in Germany for these big artists in Germany.
Dope.
And I see him, and he's such an inspiration. And then I look at my brother, he's basically my brother, Andre, who did the same thing. He always was rapping, always doing music, and then he was doing these big competitions, just always kept that fire alive. And I think that's with any type of art, whether it's comedy, whether it's music, if you have it and you respect it and you love it, you're always going to do it, regardless of if you become super famous, you have a career or not. It's just something you love to do.
Absolutely.
And I think as human beings, you have to be yourself. And so to answer that question, yes, I'm going to be doing music, and especially around here. Getting my crown back.
Getting your crown. Oh, he's coming for you. He's gonna detonate the bay again.
Detonate that bay. I would actually love that though if that rap battle shit came back.
That was great. I love that movement.
I thought that was a big movement.
Yeah, it was.
What was that 2010, 11?
It was that. Yeah.
2010.
Yeah, that was around that time.
That was dope. I'm bringing this up though because we had a conversation before you got back to Panama City,
right.
And you were saying that you were sitting on so much music, and you actually sent a track to me.
Yeah.
And you said, "Hey man, let me hear." You wanted to hear my opinion on that.
Yeah.
And I listened to it, and I was like, "Dude, I would actually buy that," and that's a huge compliment.
Appreciate
I don't
it.
buy a lot of music. So, and also I was just like, dude, if you're sitting on so much great music like that, I don't want to hear this. Like, I don't want like Nick to die tomorrow and this music come out or something like that, and we all talking about how
and do the
great
Dilla thing.
Yeah, the
Right,
Dilla thing. What we were
right.
talking about a couple weeks ago with what's his name from Mobb Deep, Prodigy. Yeah, Prodigy.
Right.
I don't want that situation to happen to you. Like, if you die and I'm over here celebrating the great times I've seen you rap and all these rap songs, I want to celebrate you now.
Right.
If you have great music right now, why not share it with the world, man?
Right.
And that's what I feel like. He heard the first project I ever did, and that's never been released. And that project, in my eyes, is cohesive. It's cohesive. It's mastered. It sounds great, and that was done 2010. Now, whether that might sound a little outdated, I don't think so.
No.
Because
great music never has a date.
Exactly. I think if you're doing specifically that type of boom bap hip hop, I don't think there's ever an expiration date. It might not be as popular. You might be like, because I remember at one point, a couple of years ago, I was kind of tired of hearing boom bap. Like, I was just hearing I was trying to expand my ear to the new music, and then after a while, I just expand my ear to that new music, and I even remember writing not records, but writing rhymes that were very similar to this type of genre, and I was like, man, that shit's fucking whack.
Right.
It's so whack. And so, to me, like, one of the first things I want to do is, my first project I ever did, it was in 2010, but it was called The Coolest Album, and that's the first thing I want to release, because it's done, it's complete, and just put it out to the people.
Great.
And hear it. And I think a lot of people are gonna like it. Now, that track you heard is not in that project. That's for something
For something else.
new. Yeah.
And the track I heard was actually called Business of America.
Yeah.
And you're telling me that you wrote it actually last year, 2016.
Right.
Probably pre-election,
it was
Pokemon Go-ish.
Yeah, you see, there's a little outdation in the verses, but yeah.
And you mentioned the dress one time. I was like, okay. Did you hear that track?
Oh yeah.
What'd you think about that?
It's dope. Like, he never lost a touch.
Never lost it.
Definitely got
and a lot of
Get back on the horse.
Yeah,
well,
exactly.
well, what I wanted to do in that song. So for people who don't know the song, it's
I'll put a link in the bio.
There you go.
Yep.
Breaking records and shit.
Yeah.
I know what the record was about was basically how we're being distracted of all the shit that's going on, and the biggest thing is we're being distracted by this device right there.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I also want to be human at it because I'm also the one being distracted.
He did a good job of calling other people out, but saying, acknowledging he had the problem as well.
Yeah.
I love that.
And that's what I want to say. When I do music, I don't want to say these fucking stupid ass rap bars. Like with rap is my favorite music. It's also my least favorite music because when I actually hear someone actually spitting and actually saying something and having substance in your rhymes, man, it's to me like the greatest genre.
Yeah.
However, I feel like hip hop music has this black cloud around it because what most people stereotype hip hop with is this shitty ass music you hear in the radio where it's all about drugs and I also go back too because Wu-Tang Clan rapped about drugs, but they rapped it poetically.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they didn't just say, "Hey, got the bitches, got the hoes." Hey, dumping like
No pun intended, but no substance.
yeah, new song. Got them bitches and got them hoes. So what I wanted to say was I wanted the listener to hear the song and just hear me just throwing shit at you.
Right.
And so you're like, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, because it's not like we're blinded from this. We see it every time on Facebook.
Right.
But we also are like, oh, that's horrible. Oh, she's fine. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
All that, right, yeah. I got
And to a point, it's like, no, let's come back to this for a second. Let's not be distracted by our fucking technology because this is the business of America.
Real talk.
So yeah, so hear the music.
Yeah, the music,
and,
man, the body, man. I love that track, man.
Appreciate
And
it.
promise me this: if you ever do a video, premiere it on the Intellectual Controversy.
I'll promise you that.
Thanks.
So I heard it here first.
You heard it here first. Yeah, I like that, man. So you like the track too, man. I loved it.
And Trey, hey, shout out to Trey, he produced it.
Yes, man. I was like, first off, where was Trey hiding that, man? Because I've been hearing this stuff. He's great. He's doing some great fire stuff. But that beat, I was like, whoa.
Well, Trey will put stuff on it. What I noticed about Trey is he'll put stuff on his SoundCloud, but his dope shit,
Yeah, he's
he keeps
showing
that.
Yeah.
He holds
that's
that.
like-
Like I have some beats from him that, yeah.
It's like every producer's secret.
Of course.
That is. That is.
Hold on to the good stuff.
Yeah. And I was lucky when I went to visit him in LA and he showed me this and I was like, what the fuck is
I
this?
need that.
What is this?
Yeah.
And yeah.
These dudes bananas, man.